Hello and welcome to another video on the Life After Brady channel. Today we're going to go through and rank the 5 NFL head coaching jobs from 5 to 1, which one's the most desirable for candidates this offseason. To recap, these are the 5 openings: Denver Broncos with Nathaniel Hackett parting ways, the Houston Texans, Carolina Panthers, Indianapolis Colts, and Arizona Cardinals. We'll start off with number 5. The Denver Broncos. To me, there's a Russell Wilson situation, as we'll get into in a second. I have the Cardinals and Broncos at the bottom of this order. Both playing in strong divisions. For the Broncos, to me, this is similar to the Patriots for the last 20 years. With Tom Brady, you have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Now, Andy Reid probably not going to be there forever, but he's probably going to be there longer than the next Broncos head coach, and Patrick Mahomes obviously will be there. So you're looking at a just uphill battle. You're fighting for probably a wild card spot your entire tenure at most, and you're tied to Russell Wilson for at least the next 2 to probably 3 years. You're tied to Russell Wilson, so do you have faith in that? Can you right the ship there? That's a big question. Your defense is solid, but you got to get that offense on track. You had some offensive weapons. You had a couple guys go down at receiver this year, but the difference between the Broncos and the Cardinals, also in a strong division, is Kyler's on the right side of 30. Russell Wilson's just not, as we'll get into in a second. But the other thing to me, no first-round pick, so that's a bad jumping-off point. On the one good note I'll give you, new owners and lots of money to spend. They're possibly a little naive, so you could have that going for you with Denver. This is Russell Wilson right here, and the thing I'll point out, it really is only the last 2 years or so he's really fallen off. 2020 or so is when things have gone poorly, but 2021 he was a Pro Bowler. You go back to 2019, AP Offensive Player of the Year, voted fourth. He wasn't spectacular. There's a talk of why he was never an MVP, but mostly 4,000 yards. You're gonna get you 30 touchdowns. He's going to be under 10 interceptions most years. Just the difference is, and I don't have it here, just the lack of running the last couple of years has really slowed him down, leading him to take a decent amount of sacks, 48 a couple of years ago and then 55 this past year. But to me, you're probably buying low on Denver, but there's a reason for that, and I just, there's better options this season, which leaves us number 4, as I just alluded to, is the Arizona Cardinals, where the Broncos have somewhere to build off of with that defense. The Cardinals don't really. But hey, Kyler Murray, you got a shot. He's going to win you some games. And then this one, the no GM, could be good, could be bad. He probably tied to you, which I think I like that. Kind of similar to what Chicago had last offseason. You're going to get 4 years. Kind of what Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch got a couple years ago in Arizona. You might be able to get some stability there. And then $60 million in cap space and the third overall pick, a little bit to work with. And that third overall pick, could be a good jumping off point. Start. You're going to get possibly the top player available at their position, which is a nice sign. Murray's still, the right side of 30 and nearly 20. He'll be 26 when he plays next. He was good up until this year. 5-10, 8-8, 9-5. But a 65% completion percentage guy, basically, and then going to nearly put up 4,000 yards, and we know we can do with his feet. The interceptions have gotten better each year up until this year, though that 1.8 percentage, a good number. So I just like having the chance to go with Kyler Murray, and that defense, that division, not as solid as the AFC West. Obviously, the Rams won the Super Bowl last year. The 49ers are very good, but who knows with the Rams? A little old in the tooth with Matthew Stafford, Aaron Donald, and then the 49ers, have had some bad years in the past, so I like that there. Leaves us number 3. I have the Indianapolis Colts. To me, the AFC South, always a division you want to be playing in. I think you have a shot to win that division any year. There is talent on this team. This offense was 9th a year ago and 9th in defense in terms of points for. So I like that. Just if you can ever get the quarterback situation right, and they've tried to do with older guys, as you can see with Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz, Phillip Rivers. But now the 4th overall pick. Possibly you can get the second quarterback on the board. Unfortunately, you might get the 3rd. We'll see. But, just that alone will probably buy you a couple of years and be able to do something there. Brings us to number 2. I have the Carolina Panthers. To me, that's a play on the division. I think the NFC South is really up for the taking. Tom Brady, obviously, not going to be playing there forever. The Saints, I just think that's kind of unfolding there. The Falcons, nothing special. A good team, but nothing special. So I think this is for the taking. Similar to the AFC South, but I think more so. I think this is for the taking. Kind of similar to the Colts of no quarterback, but unfortunately, instead of picking the top five, you're picking ninth. So probably not going to be able to solve that there, which I think leads you to another, year possibly of trying to figure out this quarterback situation, similar to what the Colts have. Five different quarterbacks listed here for top passer the last 5 years, and obviously next year I think you'll see a different one. I don't expect Sam Darnold to be there in 2023. So you're probably rebuilding. And to me, is this kind of what Chicago? It's the name that's coming to mind right now. But can you just have a rebuilding year? I'll call it in 2023. That would be ideal, especially with limited cap space, no quarterback. I like them to try and rebuild before really bouncing forward in 2024. Gives us our final team. That's the Houston Texans. A couple things going for you. Second overall picks, to me, the key. Chicago not looking at quarterback. Can obviously trade that pick, so I'd like second overall pick to build out from in the $40 million in cap space. Most we covered here. I like that. And then you play in the AFC South. Have that going well for the Colts. Obviously goes well for the Jaguars, the Texans as well. Playing the Titans and Jaguars, two good teams, but not powerhouses by any means. Jaguars look in the right direction, but we shall see. A bit of instability in the position, but hey, you could be the guy that stabilizes it. It's your team to make a mark on. Obviously, from a defensive standpoint, offensive standpoint, haven't been that special, and not many veterans left. Brandon Cook's been the last couple of years and is still there. Though he's looking to get out. Laremy Tunsil there, but just plenty of room to build on, and that's why I like the Texans as the top available team for head coach this season. That's our final order. It's not who's going to be the best moving forward. For a guy like, and it's not for every coach. A guy like Sean Payton, Jim Harbaugh. I think looking for more stability maybe than what Houston and Carolina do. But if you're looking long-term success, the next 3 to 5 years, really a chance to make a mark in an AFC or NFC championship game, potentially get to Super Bowl. I like the Texans and the Panthers as the best job to take this offseason. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Check us out next time.